Hey guys, this is Sanjay from FTC Team 7477, Super 7. Today, I'm going to be talking about DQ, which is short for double-ended queue. DQ is a special type of queue in Java that allows us to insert and remove elements from both the front and the back. Essentially, it combines the functionality of both stacks and queues, which makes it incredibly versatile. So first, let's talk about our import statements. So to use DQ, you need two import statements. The first one would be import java.util.dq. The next one would be import java.util.linkedList. So DQ is part of java.util and it's typically implemented using a linked list, so that's why we're importing it. We import both DQ and linked list to actually get started. Next, let's make our class and our main method. So our class would be public class main, because our file name has to match our class name. If it doesn't match, our code won't work. So public class main, then let's do our main method, which is public static void main string square brackets and args. So now let's start coding. The first thing we would do is to actually make our DQ. The way we would do this is using this setup. DQ, sorry, I spelled Q wrong. DQ, and let's make it hold integers as a data type. So DQ integer, let's just call it DQ equals new linked list. This is what I was talking about when I said we have to import linked lists as well as DQ. DQs are implemented using linked lists. So let's add some stuff to our actual DQ. So we would do it, so we just do DQ.add first, because the methods of stacks and queues are both in DQ at the same time. So I can do add first 10 as shown in the previous video. Let's just add some more. You can just do DQ.add. It's just goes in any order. Alright, this should be enough. Now let's do some add last. So this is from the priority queues, so you would do DQ.add last. And let's just say we had 11 last. And let's see if we can print our DQ. So the way we would do this is do sout, use IntelliJ's built-in shortcut, then DQ. So let's see. So our integer 10 would be first. If you don't specify whether you're adding it first or last, it's ordered based on insertion order. So 10, 5, 7, and 11 would be last. But what if we change this to add first? How would that affect the DQ? Well, let's see. Now the order change. Instead of 11 being at the back, it's at the front now. So we just move that. So a DQ allows adding elements at both ends. So add first essentially inserts at the front, and add last essentially inserts at the back. Here we add 10 to the front, 11 to the back, and 5 or 7 are ordered based on implementation order. The output reflects the order of insertion. So next, let's talk about removing elements. So the way we would remove elements, so one method is called DQ.removeFirst. For this, we don't need to give any arguments because the first element in a DQ, the Java already knows that. It doesn't require any external information. Since we have remove first, you would think that we have remove last, and you are correct. We have DQ.remove last. In addition to that, we also just have DQ.remove, and we can remove any occurrence of a number. So let's say we want to remove 5. So if I print this out, if I print our DQ out, the only number in our DQ would just be 10. So similarly, we can also remove elements from both ends. Remove first removes the first element, remove last removes the last element, and here we remove the first element, which was which was, I'm pretty sure it was 11. We removed the last element, which was 7, and we removed 5 to give us the only number remaining in our DQ, 10. So let's talk about retrieving elements without removal. So the way we do this is DQ dot get first. This is a method that's used in queues as well. Similarly, we can also get the last element. So system.out.println dq dot get last. So say you print this without the remove because we're just gonna have 10 for both of them, right? So let's print this and prints out 11, which is our first element, and 7, which is our last element. So we can peek at the first and last elements without removing them using get first to retrieve the first element and get last to retrieve the last element. This is really useful when you just need to check values without modifying the exact structure. Next, let's talk about using DQ as a stack and a queue. So some common methods for stacks are push, pop, and peek, as we discussed in one of our earlier videos. So you can also do that. So you can just do DQ dot push 50. This works by the last in first out principle, which I previously covered. Also known as the LIFO principle, essentially the last element that you insert is at the front, and the first element that you insert is at the back, essentially insertion order. So let's print out our DQ after the push. So S out, shortcut DQ. And you can also pop. So popping essentially removes the top element. So DQ.pop. And so we don't need to give Java any external information since the first element Java already knows. So let's try printing out our DQ again to see how it changes. So we get 50, 11, 10, 5, 7. We pop our first element, which is 50, so that's gone. So we have 11, 10, 5, and 7. Then we take our first and last element, which is 11 and 7. So a cool feature of DQ is that it can act as both a queue and stack, as I mentioned before. Push behaves like add first, it pushes elements like a stack, and pop behaves like remove first, popping elements in the last in first out order. So when should I use DQ? You should use DQ when you need both queue and stack functionalities, when you need fast insertions and deletions at both ends, and when implementing undo or redo features, browser history, or task scheduling. So in conclusion, DQ supports adding/removing from both ends. It can function as a stack, which is shown by the push, pop, and peek methods, and a queue, which is shown by the add first, remove last, and any other methods. It's really great for performance-sensitive applications where insertions and deletions at both ends are really required. By implementing a real-world use case like a task schedule or undo redo functionality, that would be like a good exercise to use DQ if you want to learn more about it. Thank you guys for watching a 3% programming tutorial. See you next time.